Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Teresa. If you're new on here, thank you for stopping by, and if you're a subscriber, thank you for sticking with us. In today's video, I'll be showing us how to draft pattern for perfect trouser. When I mean perfect, I mean that trouser that doesn't shift to the side or give you some kind of shape that you don't understand. So please, if this is something you're interested in, keep watching, and if you're not subscribed to this channel, please click on the subscribe button. Now let's get on track. Here we have our fabric on fold, and then the next thing we're going to do is take half the measurement of the fabric. This fabric is folded into 15 inches, like it's 15 inches wide. So I'm taking half the measurement, which is about 7.5, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a straight line connecting this point down to the end of this fabric. So the reason why we are taking half this measurement is so that we don't have a shift when you wear the trouser. So the next thing we're going to do now is impute the waist measurement. This up part is serving as the waist, the hip measurement, and the crotch point measurement. So the hip point is like 9 inches from the waist, and then the crotch point is 13 inches from the waist point. Then of course the length of the trouser. Now I'm just going ahead to draw straight line connecting them, so it will be easy for me to be able to input the measurements when I want to input them. I'm going to go ahead and label it later so that we can understand in case we are not following, and then just go ahead and watch to see the next step. So now I'm just going ahead to label it. So this point is the hip point, this is the crotch point, and the next is the length. I said this earlier. This upper part is already serving as the waist point, so I didn't have to label it. So now I'm going to go ahead and input the measurement. So our waist measurement divided into 4, our hip measurement divided into 4 also, our crotch measurement is the round lap measurement. So whatever you get from your round lap, you can put it there as your crotch points measurement. I hope you understand. And the reason I'm placing this measurement on both sides starting from the midpoint is because I want each of the measurements to be equal. So if the measurement I'm supposed to put is like 7, I'll put 3.5 on one side, 3.5 on the other side, so I can have an even measurement when I'm cutting it out. This is why I said if you don't want your trouser moving from side to side, this is exactly what you do. So you can see I took the measurement from the midpoint, from this line. That's why there's line in front and also at the back, so that it can be easy for you to now connect your from the waist point to the hip point and down towards the crotch points like I'm doing here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. So yeah. So now I've gone ahead to connect the crotch point from the waist point down to the hip point and also to the crotch point. So now the next thing I'm going to do is determine the width of the trouser. So this trouser is going to actually be a straight trouser. We don't actually want so much drama in it. So for this trouser now, I'm just going to connect it down. You can decide to make yours 10 inches wide, and whatever width you want to use, you can use it and it's totally fine. So I forgot to mention that for this front part, I didn't add any extra allowance. I used the exact measurement. Allowance will be added at the back of this trouser. So I've gone ahead to do this, and now I'm going to connect from the waistline down to the hip point, to the crotch point, and then down to the length of the trouser, just like I'm doing here, and I'm going to cut it out. So now the next thing I'm going to do is impute the dart point. It's like 1 inches on both sides, but this is a part that you can actually decide to skip. Not everybody wants to have that on their trousers, yeah, so you can skip this part. It's not necessary, but for this illustration we are imputing a dart, so I'm just going to go ahead and fix this and then move on to the next thing we have to do. And so here, I know once we see a scissors, we already know what we're going to do. We're going to cutting out the excess pieces and then bring back the main pieces, the main fabric we're working with. We're going to bring it back after we've taken out this excess. So let's enjoy. And here we've cut it out, so this is what the front piece looks like. So the next thing we are going to do now is use this front piece to draft pattern for the back piece. So here the pattern for the back piece is already folded into two, but this time around we folded it with extra 2 inches allowance in the front. And also for the front, for the upper part of this trouser, we're going to go up by about 1.5 inches because there's butt at the back, and you don't want to wear a trouser and then the back of the trouser is sinking downward because of course you have a butt. So we're going to measure 1.5 inches and then add it to the back piece, and then in front of the front piece we're now going to add 2 inches allowance and then cut it out. That's basically everything we're going to do here. Every other measurement for the front piece remains the same, and then the back piece we have extra allowance at the upper part and then extra allowance in front of it. So here I'm just trying to confirm that the measurement in front is 2 inches for all through all the way down, so we don't have some measurements that are contradicting the other. So that's basically what I'm doing here. And after confirming that the measurement is equal, the next thing I'm going to do is just to cut it out. And also cut out the excess by the side, not forgetting to cut out this 1.5 inches we added at the upper part of this pattern. So when we cut all of this out, our pattern is almost ready, or rather I think our pattern is ready. And then, although this is not included in this illustration, the next thing you will want to do is cut out your band, and of course decide which side you want your zipper to be. Could be at the side or at the back. So that's like basically everything that is going on here. I'm going to make a proper video with fabric, with this pattern on a fabric, and show us how to sew a trouser after cutting it. So guys, this is basically everything we have to do. And yeah, this is the front piece on top and then the back piece behind it, or rather under it. So guys, we've basically come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you learned something new today. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, like and share, as this will help us grow. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.